Welcome to the Training Instructor course. This program is specially designed to help you become a more effective trainer, instructor, and facilitator. I'm Faisal, and I'll be guiding you through each step of this journey. Together, we'll explore practical techniques, proven frameworks, and interactive methods to make your training sessions more impactful and engaging. Let's get started. In this session, I would like to share with you what you should prepare before attending this course, so you can gain the maximum benefit. What you should prepare before joining the TIC Part 2 course: be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Keep an open mind for new instructional methods. Review fundamental principles of adult learning andragogy. Familiarize yourself with ICAO training frameworks and terminology. Practice your presentation skills. Commit to active participation and collaboration during sessions. This course will provide you as instructors, as pre-service or and in-service instructors with little or no formal training background who wish to refresh or upgrade their instructional competencies. In this course, you will be to deliver competency-based training programs in accordance with the ICAO Adapted Instructor Competency Model. There are two things you must first understand. First, what a competency-based course is. How it goes beyond traditional dependent training to material dependent by focusing on observable skills, measurable performance in real-world application. Second, what the ICAO Adapted Instructor Competency Model means for you as an instructor is how it provides the framework, standards, and competencies needed to teach at an international level. By mastering these two foundations, you will be fully prepared to design and deliver training that not only informs but also transforms learners into competent professionals. Instructors. The design of an ICAO standard training package follows a systematic process. It begins with a training needs analysis, to identify what competencies must be developed. To deliver every ICAO standard training package course, it is important to recognize the key documents that support its development and implementation. STP is built around specific competencies that learners must demonstrate. As an instructor, your role is to know how to deliver an STP course effectively, not just by following lesson plans, but by truly aligning with the required competencies. In this TIC module, we focus on the ICAO Instructor Competency Model, which defines the 6 core competencies every instructor must demonstrate. First, the ability to prepare the training environment, ensuring that everything is ready for effective learning. Second, the skill to manage the trainee, guiding participation and engagement. Third, the capacity to conduct training, delivering lessons with clarity and impact. Fourth, the competence to perform trainee assessment, measuring not only knowledge but performance. Fifth, the responsibility to perform course evaluation, ensuring training objectives are met and improvements are identified. And finally, the commitment to ongoing performance improvement, continuously developing yourself as an instructor. Together, these 6 competencies form the foundation of effective, competency-based training delivery under ICAO standards. Whatever the training, as long as it is competency-based and aligned with the STP, the system of instruction and delivery remains the same. Whether the course is designed for pilots, air traffic controllers, technicians, airport security staff, or aviation managers, the delivery system is always consistent, and this is exactly what will be covered in the TIC course. Why is that? Because the STP is designed with a consistent framework. Each course may focus on different competencies, but the way we design, deliver, and assess the training follows the same structure. This ensures that every participant experiences learning that is structured, measurable, and aligned with international standards. In this TIC course training, you will cover a range of essential topics to strengthen your role as an instructor. First is training preparation. You will learn the complete course preparation procedures using the corresponding checklists and how to carry out organizing the facilities and training space. In the training delivery module, you will explore how to manage trainees effectively, create a positive learning environment, and how to present effectively. Finally, in training evaluation, you will focus on how to perform trainee evaluations, ensuring every participant reaches the required level of competence, and also how to carry out course evaluation and reporting as an ICAO qualified instructor. In the next video, we will explore what an STP course is and how it is designed to be competency-based. And we will look at the ICAO Adapted Instructor Competency Model and understand what it means for us as instructors. See you in the next video. In this video we will discuss what the standard training packages are. These guidelines provide the framework for how ICAO courses are designed, delivered and evaluated. As an ICAO qualified instructor, it is also essential to understand at least the overall process of how a training course is created, from its design preparation to its delivery. By understanding these guidelines, you will ensure that every program you deliver is consistent, competency-based and aligned with ICAO's standards. Every ICAO training course, no matter the subject, is built on the same foundation. The design, the development process, and the method of delivery all follow a consistent framework. That means whether you are teaching pilots, air traffic controllers, technicians, or aviation managers, the training you deliver will share the same structure and approach as an instructor. Understanding this consistency will help you deliver your course with confidence, knowing that it aligns with ICAO global standards. In developing an ICAO standard training package, there are actually 14 forms used to design a complete course. If you were a course developer, you would be required to master all of them, but as an ICAO qualified instructor, you are only expected to understand and use 5 essential forms, especially if you have not yet attended the training developer course. These 5 forms: Form 6, the module plan, which guides the structure of each module; Form 9, the course description providing an overview of the training; Form 10, the course contents outlining the lessons and topics; Form 11, the instructor's timetable, helping you manage time and sequence; and Form 12, covering facilities, material and equipment, ensuring you have the resources needed to deliver training effectively. By mastering these 5 forms, you will have everything necessary to deliver an ICAO course in line with international standards. Now, let us take a closer look at Form 6, the module plan. This form serves as the backbone of every training module, because it clearly shows the flow of learning. Inside the module plan, you will find several important elements. First, the end module objectives. These define the final learning outcomes that must be achieved by the trainees. Second, the intermediate objectives, step-by-step targets that guide the learners toward reaching the final outcome. Third, details on time allocation, learning activities, and key points to be emphasized. These help instructors manage delivery, maintain focus, and ensure consistency. In addition, the module plan also highlights the topics to be discussed and how the instructor should present each slide, ensuring that the teaching process is structured and aligned with the learning objectives. By mastering the module plan, you as an ICAO qualified instructor will always have a clear roadmap for guiding your trainees to achieve competency. Every ICAO training course may have a different number of learning modules. Some courses consist of only 3 modules, while others may have 4, 5, or even more, depending on the competencies to be achieved. For the training instructor's course, the program consists of only 3 modules. As an ICAO qualified instructor, the first thing you need to understand is how many modules are included in the course you are delivering. Each module has its own end learning objectives, along with its respective assessments, including progress tests and mastery tests. You must also be aware of the end objectives of the following module, because each module is systematically structured to contribute to the overall training goal. It is also important to note that the learning stages in each module are designed based on Bloom's taxonomy, ensuring that the learning process follows a logical and measurable sequence of thinking. If you are an instructor in a specific subject, there are 3 things you must clearly understand. First, you need to know who your audience is, their background, their level of knowledge, and their training needs. Second, you must be familiar with the tools or job aids that will be used in the course, because these are essential for supporting learning and practice. And third, you must keep in mind the overall course goal, so that every activity, every slide, and every explanation you deliver is aligned with achieving that objective. These elements are reflected in the course documentation, such as the module plan and course description, which serve as your guide in preparing and delivering effective training. Now let's take a closer look at Form 10, Course Content. This form is your guide to the structure of the training, because it lists all the modules, topics, and lessons that will be delivered. Here, you will also find details on how long each module should take, whether in hours or days, and the sequence in which they must be taught. Form 10 also highlights the best techniques and methods for delivering each part of the course, ensuring that your teaching stays aligned with the overall training objectives. As an ICAO qualified instructor, understanding Form 10 means you always know the flow of the training, the time allocation, and the most effective way to engage your learners. Form 11, Instructor Timetable. This form is designed to help you manage the flow of your training sessions in a clear and organized way. Here, you will organize the day and session sequence, for example, Day 1 Session 1, Session 2, and so on. The form also includes details on trainee materials, where you list everything that will be handed out during the module. This may include handouts, reference documents, or other job aids. In addition, you will also indicate the audio-visual aids required for each session, such as PowerPoint slides, audio files, or videos. By completing Form 11 properly, you as an instructor will always have a clear timetable, session plan, and teaching resources ready, ensuring your training runs smoothly and effectively. Form 12 is about facilities, material, and equipment. Here, you record the size of the trainee group and indicate whether the training is group-paced or self-paced. You also list all facilities and equipment needed, such as classrooms, computers, projectors, or laboratories. In addition, specify the materials for the instructor, like module plans, reference documents, and copies of audiovisual materials, as well as the materials for trainees, such as handouts, exercises, or tests, with their exact quantity and references. By completing Form 12, you make sure that everything required for the course is prepared in advance, so the training runs smoothly and effectively. As an ICAO qualified instructor, it is essential that you understand the key documents that guide the design and delivery of a course. Form 6 until Form 12. Together, these forms give you a complete framework to prepare, deliver, and evaluate any ICAO standard training package. In the classroom, your role as an ICAO instructor is not only to teach, but to make sure these documents are applied consistently, so that training remains structured, standardized, and aligned with international standards. And in the next video, we will explore the core competencies in the TIC classroom, specifically how to deliver a competency-based course based on the ICAO Adapted Instructor Competency Model. The main objective of the TIC course, classroom is to train you on how to deliver learning material in accordance with the ICAO Instructor Behavior Competency Model. In this training, you will not only study the theory, but you will also be given guidelines and practical exercises on how to teach effectively in the classroom. You will have the opportunity to practice delivering presentations, and afterwards, you will receive feedback and guidance based on your performance. This process ensures that you build confidence, improve your teaching skills, and align your instructional delivery with ICAO's global competency standards. The focus of the TIC classroom training is learning how to deliver standard training packages, or STPs, in a competency-based format. The key mastery in this course is the ability to deliver a 15-minute presentation. But before reaching that point, you will first conduct a 5-minute self-evaluation presentation, followed by a 15-minute group feedback presentation. Both practice sessions and the final mastery presentation will follow the same sequence. Objectives: clearly state the purpose of the lesson. Main body: deliver the core content in a structured way. Performance exercise or test: engage trainees with practice or assessment. Debrief: close the session with reflection and key takeaways. And remember, for these presentations, you will use the subject matter that you are already familiar with. This process ensures that you not only know the content, but also master how to teach it effectively in line with ICAO competency standards. In this simulated course delivery, your presentation will follow 4 sequences. Stating the objectives, delivering the main body, guiding a performance exercise or test, and finally conducting the debrief. These 4 sequences are not random, they are directly aligned with the ICAO Adapted Instructor Competency Model, which you will study in detail in the TIC course modules. By following this structure, you ensure that your presentation reflects not only good teaching practice, but also ICAO's international standards for competency-based training. And in the next video, we will go deeper into each of these 4 sequences, breaking them down step by step, so you know exactly how to apply them in your own presentation. According to the ICAO Instructor Competency Model, there are several observable criteria used to evaluate your performance during this process. Among them are your ability to create and maintain motivation between the trainees and the topic, to remain organized and in control of the classroom, to speak clearly and audibly, and to use training aids effectively. These are just some of the competencies that will be assessed, and together, they ensure that your teaching not only delivers content, but also engages, motivates, and supports the trainees in achieving competence. Now we will begin the presentation practice by choosing the topic that you will present. Remember, an STP, competency-based course is always designed for a specific profession, to perform a task according to standards. If your class consists of participants from different professional backgrounds, choose a topic that can be easily understood by everyone. But if your class is made up of participants from the same profession, then you may select a topic that reflects your own specialization and expertise in that field. Your chosen topic, aviation related, will then be practiced in 2 stages of presentation, a 5-minute presentation and a 15-minute presentation. You may decide whether the topic you use for practice will be the same as the one you present for the final assessment, or you may select a different topic. The important point is that your topic supports the learning objectives, and gives you the opportunity to demonstrate your ability to deliver a competency-based presentation effectively. In this session, we will look at examples of training topics based on ICAO standard training packages. Remember, each STP course is designed for a specific profession, with clear objectives and competencies to achieve. For example, the Aeronautical Spectrum Use with Special Focus on VHF, ASUEN, course is designed for CNS specialists and spectrum engineers, focusing on the proper use of VHF spectrum in aviation. Another example is the Air Cargo Safety Management, ACSMEN, course, intended for aviation safety inspectors. This course helps inspectors understand and apply Annex 18, the safe transport of dangerous goods by air. And also for Performance-Based Navigation, PBN, designed to ensure air traffic controllers can plan, implement, and monitor PBN operations effectively. These examples show how every STP course is competency-based, targeted to a specific audience, and always aligned with ICAO standards. Now, let's begin our presentation practice. The very first step is how to define a learning objective. There is a simple formula to create a learning objective, verb plus noun. For example, as shown in this slide, the student will be able to identify the role of ATC in the development of airspace concept based on Doc 9613. Another example. The student will be able to establish and maintain a dangerous goods safety program in accordance with Annex 18. The first part is how we choose the verb. The verb is taken from the levels of Bloom's taxonomy, which gives us the right action word based on the depth of learning. Let's take a look more. To create a learning objective, you need to choose an action verb from one of the levels of Bloom's taxonomy. As you can see here, the taxonomy is divided into 6 level 1 remembering, with verbs such as define, list, or identify, level 2 understanding, with verbs like describe, explain, or interpret, level 3 applying, with verbs such as demonstrate, use, or implement, level 4 analyzing, with verbs like compare, differentiate, or categorize, level 5 evaluating, with verbs such as assess, judge, or recommend, and level 6 creating, with verbs like develop, construct, or formulate. As an ICAO qualified instructor, you will notice that every learning objective in an ICAO course is built with these action verbs. For your simulated presentations, you can also select one verb from these levels. If you are preparing a 5-minute self-evaluation presentation, it's best to choose a verb from level 1 or level 2 because the explanation will be shorter and easier to manage later. For your 15-minute presentation, you can challenge yourself by choosing a verb from level 3 applying, which requires more time to explain and demonstrate. After choosing the action verb, the next step is to determine the topic as a noun that you will use in your presentation. In fact, defining the noun is often the very first step before starting to build your presentation. The rule is simple: the more concrete the noun you choose, the easier it will be for your trainees to learn. But if you choose a more abstract noun, it will take more time and explanation to make it clear. In ICAO training, a noun usually refers to the tools or job aids that enable someone to perform their work according to ICAO standards. For example, a form or checklist used in ICAO procedures, or even designing an airport terminal layout based on ICAO documents. Let's see some examples of how you can combine verb plus noun into a learning objective. Level 1, Remembering, identify the ICAO dangerous goods checklist. Level 2, Understanding, explain the purpose of Annex 18 for air cargo safety. Level 3, Applying, demonstrate the correct use of VHF frequency allocation. Level 4, Analyzing, compare two different PBN procedure designs. Level 5, Evaluating, assess the effectiveness of an airport emergency response plan. Level 6, Creating, design a terminal layout in accordance with ICAO standards. So, remember, the right combination of verb and noun will make your learning objective both clear and competency-based, which is exactly what you will practice in your simulated course delivery. After defining the learning objectives, the next step is preparing how you will actually teach. At this stage, you must decide on the most effective training techniques to deliver your presentation based on the level of learning you selected earlier. This means carefully choosing how the information will be presented and ensuring that your method matches the learning styles of your trainees. For example, some learners may absorb knowledge best through visual aids, others through practical exercises, and some through discussion and reflection. As an instructor, your responsibility is to align your delivery technique with these learning preferences so that every trainee can achieve the intended objectives. Let's see how training techniques can align with Bloom's taxonomy levels. For remembering level 1, use lectures or slides. For understanding level 2, try discussions or QA. For applying level 3, use practice or role play. For analyzing level 4, case studies or group work. For evaluating level 5, debates or peer review, and for creating level 6, project-based tasks or simulations. By matching your teaching method with the level of learning, you make sure your presentation is effective and supports competency-based training. To deepen your understanding of how to select the right noun and action verb that match your learning objectives, you can visit my website, shore.by/trainingsolutians. There you will also find my latest book, which you can read for free, providing step-by-step guidance on how to design and deliver systematic storytelling presentations. This book is the foundation of building a systematic storytelling presentation, which is how to combine a verb and a noun, the formula that helps you to create clear and competency-based learning objectives for your course presentation. When delivering information, you must always consider the learning styles of your trainees. For those with a visual learning style, you can add pictures or videos to support their understanding. Include text on your slides, but keep it concise so it doesn't overwhelm them. You can also add animations to present information step by step, helping learners process it gradually and clearly. By adjusting your delivery to match these learning preferences, you make your presentation more engaging and ensure that the message is effectively understood by everyone in the classroom. In your simulated presentation, you can also apply several training techniques to make your delivery more interactive and engaging. Some examples include role play, which allows trainees to practice real-life situations, group discussions to encourage sharing of ideas, and Q&A sessions to clarify key points and ensure understanding to motivate learners to stay engaged and actively participate in the learning process. By combining these techniques, you create a dynamic classroom environment where trainees are not just passive listeners, but active participants in achieving the learning objectives. During your presentation, remember to pay attention to 3 important aspects. Body language: maintain good posture, keep your gestures under control, move among your audience when possible, and maintain eye contact. Classroom management: stay in control of the class, invite participants to ask questions, and manage the time effectively. Voice: modulate your tone, articulate your words clearly, speak at the right speed, and avoid slang or local expressions. By applying these skills, you will deliver a presentation that is not only structured and interactive, but also professional and impactful. After preparing the concept of your presentation, and the way you deliver the training, the next important step is planning the assessment. Assessment helps us know whether the material you presented was understood by your trainees or not. It can take different forms, such as multiple choice questions, true or false statements, short answers, or even essays. Today, you can also use digital tools like Kahoot or Quizzes to make the assessment more interactive and engaging for your trainees. The key is that your assessment must always connect back to the learning objectives you set at the beginning, ensuring that the competency is achieved. The final step to ensure the success of your simulated presentation is conducting the debrief. In this stage, your task is to bring the lesson full circle and make sure the trainees truly understood the material. You do this by repeating the key points, so that the main messages are reinforced. Next, you must clarify any doubts by giving space for questions and addressing possible misunderstandings. And finally, always refer back to the stated objectives, showing how the training achieved what was planned from the beginning. By closing with a strong debrief, you not only confirm learning, but also help your trainees leave the classroom with clarity and confidence. At this point, you should now be ready to prepare yourself for the TIC course, Classroom Training. You have learned the key steps, how to set learning objectives, design your presentation, deliver it effectively, and close with proper assessment and debrief. You can also read my latest book, Systematic Storytelling Presentation Using the Taxonomy Table, which is available for free. And for those of you who join the TIC course with me, you can apply the methods shared in this video to further improve your presentation delivery techniques. Next, I will create a video on how to design a systematic storytelling presentation using the taxonomy table, so stay tuned for that. I truly hope this video helps you get ready for the TIC training, and I look forward to seeing you in the classroom.